What's up, guys? Just fucking around here. So I'm trying to get comfortable in front of the camera. So I'm just gonna sit here and talk, ramble on for a little bit. So if you don't want to hear a loud mouth, go ahead and exit the video because I'm gonna be probably the loudest mouth that you've heard all day. Before, the reason I'm getting comfortable in front of the camera is because I used to do detailing videos. Actually, all right, and I'd always get nervous before I start recording, and then you could hear it in my voice, you could hear it in the stuff I said. What I did is I put myself in my own box. Before I could even say something, I would think about all the stuff that I didn't want to say first, and that would keep running through my head whenever I try to think of like a flow to talk about. And I would sit there and start, and then I'd think about, oh no, I can't say that before, like just subliminally, off picture, and then it would freeze my train of thought. But I've been so open to pretty much everything lately. I don't like the idea of censorship, whether it's China or whether it's America being censored or whether it's people or whether it's comedy. I don't think any of that stuff should be going on because all it does is limit the possibilities that a person can process in their mind. It limits the possibilities of the world and the way I see the world. I think if God made something, if something's out there that made this, that's way more powerful than us, they're not going to make something that can be censored and can be, because when you censor stuff, it shrinks. The world could shrink ultimately. I don't know. Unless the world's going to get blown out by an apes. But I don't know. Whatever. No, that's a different subject. That could be different. But anyway. So I'm just getting comfortable talking in front of the camera. And just saying different stuff. I just posted some videos on this channel. And I'm sitting there watching the views. I'm like, oh, it's got 2 views. It's got 4 views. It's got 6 views. This only got 6 views. I used to do that when I was doing detailing videos. I cleaned cars out of business for a while. And I'd look at it so much that I would look at the first view, and then I'd look at the second view, and then I'd look at the... Every 30 minutes I'd look at it, ultimately. And I would, because the views were so small at the beginning, I'd program my brain into being depressed every time I'd look at the views. And then, next thing you know, I'm getting 20,000 views, maybe 30 on some of them. And I was still depressed about it, because I was so looking at it. So much, and every time I looked at it, it was in that negative outlook. I'm figuring stuff out as I get older, but anyway, I can't be depressed about stuff because I'm Prest On. It's my name, So I did that for a while, and then I fucked off. I think my mom and stepdad got divorced, and then I came over to Portland, and a lot of stuff's been going on. Yeah. Me and my stepdad, we had an all right relationship. He was pretty much Mr. Perfect. It's so funny because I'm not saying I'm that guy, because I'm the opposite of fucking perfect. Dude, I'm not perfect at all. But look at me, dude. If you look up Jesus Christ on the internet, then you look at probably the 10th photo on there from the European rendition of it. That's not the brown guy from the Middle East, but it's the white guy. I'm the white guy, dude. But anyway, I was born the same birthday, December 25th, 1998. Or yeah, my dad is Joseph, but Jesus was raised by Joseph, right? I was raised by Mr. Perfect, Mr. Godly, and for some reason, Jesus being raised by Joseph, he turned out being perfect. Me being raised by Mr. Godly just made me, I'm not perfect. So I been around the block a time or two, for sure. Definitely put myself in a lot of people's shoes. I've seen all walks of life. I went from, a trailer park kid when I was 6. I lived in a home-built trailer. And then my mom's very beautiful, and she married a man that had generational wealth. My stepdad. And I went from single wide trailer to 2-story, really nice house. And then I went to finishing high school in my car, and then I went to a school bus, and then it's just I've been all around. It's kind of like a mountain pretty much. And, whether I'm in a nice house or I'm in a school bus, it doesn't really matter to me. It's as long as I have a place to sleep, if I have a place to shower every once in a while, I'm good. At first, though, it was really hard because I I had this sense of entitlement that just because I was going to high school, that you can't kick me out for weed and make me finish school in my car. That's messed up. And I don't know if it's called being weak-minded or feeble-minded or something like that, or just a chain of events that happened during that time. There was a lot of stuff that went on. I had a problem. I was kind of a disrespectful kid. I'm not gonna say kind of. I was disrespectful, you know. And I had a weed problem. I smoked a lot of weed. I'd probably smoked an ounce a week, like with 2 grams of oil. And if you guys smoke weed, you know that's just a stupid amount. That's just like you're trying to like show off. You're not even getting high at that point. You're just trying to like be like the guy who smokes the most, you know. And yeah, so I did that for a long time, but I got caught by my mom 2 times before that, and then the 3rd time I got caught with school, and I had a bong. And this is right when dabs were coming out. I had a banger, which is like the quartz thing that you put the dabs in, and I had a torch, and I'm not talking like a little tiny torch. I'm talking like the propane benzomatic type stuff. And so I was at school, and then I get called into the principal's office because I was late for my first period again. And I go in there, and the teacher goes, "It smells like weed in here." And I tell her, she's like, "No, it's my armpits. My armpits. Every time I come in here, I get super nervous, miss. I mean, that's pits." And she's like, "No, that's weed." And I'm like, So next thing you know, she's going through my backpack. And, you know, I told you all the stuff that's in it, right? All the stuff. So it's got a hidden compartment on the back section of it. She pulls out everything from the back. She's like, "Hey, there's still some stuff in there." I'm like, "No, there's not." Oh god, sometimes I just don't even want to look back at this stuff because it's so fucked. And she's like, "Prest, there's stuff in there." I'm like, "Okay." I open up the back zipper, and so that stuff spews out. They call my parents over. My parents come over, and turn into like a big fiasco where my stepdad yells at the principal and says, "This is your fault." And I don't know whose fucking fault it was. It could have been. Everyone's just a product of their environment. So something that happened in my environment in the past caused it, and maybe it could have been a fly farting next to my ear when I was 2 years old that created the butterfly effect. I don't fucking know, dude. But anyway, so I left there and went home, and all my stuff was on the front porch, so I was really sad about that. So took my stuff, I threw it in a 92 Honda Accord, and I kind of wish I didn't finish high school, because it would be cool someday I made it. You know, someday I got really famous or got rich or something like that, and then I would have that thing like, okay, dude, I did all this and I didn't even have to finish school, bro. But then a piece of me remembered that my mom was talking about how happy she was when she had my first sister when she was 16, and she had to leave school because she had to take care of the baby, and my mom got her GED when she was like 20. So I thought about that. I'm like, my mom was so proud when she got her GED, you know, when she was finally able to do it. So I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I ended up going to school every day. I kept it hidden. I wish I would have told a teacher or something like that, because I know a teacher would have helped it. You know, maybe got me a place to stay or something like that. But I was headstrong, and I was also kind of ashamed of it too. So I put all my stuff in the back of the trunk, got all my stuff hidden, and then I'd go and show up to school, and then I'd go and do my class, and then I graduated, dude, and it was all right. It felt all right, I guess. No, it's like after I graduated, I was pretty down for a while. Pretty low actually. But it's not like something that people like to hear, because people don't want to hear you with a depressed voice, or people don't want to hear you talk about negative stuff. But I'm gonna give it a shot because I'm trying to get comfortable in front of the camera. So my mom kicked me out. My real dad, my daddy. Not my daddy. But anyway, so my real dad, we never really had a relationship. I got separated when I was 6. Like I said, Jesus was raised by Joseph. I was raised by Mr. Perfect, man. So, when I was finishing school, I hate talking about this stuff, but I'm getting older. My soul's getting older. I used to never, like, when I was back in the day, if I brought this stuff up, you would hear it in my voice. You would hear it in my voice, ultimately, and you're still gonna hear it in my voice if you're good at listening. But he ended up calling me. Where was I at? I think I was in a mobile home, my first mobile home, like trailer type setup. He calls me, he's like, "You gotta see your mom. Let's go see your mom." And I was like, I'm finished. I've been working my ass off, dude. I don't want to have to deal with that stuff. And like, I still wasn't talking to my mom at that time. I actually didn't talk to my mom for like 5 years. I was really upset about that for a long time. No, it was definitely 3 years before I would like go and have a civil discussion with her. She actually started reaching out to me because my roommate had a kid and she thought it was mine or something like that. Whatever. But she wanted to be a grandma, so whatever. So that's when she reached out to me. But anyway, my real dad wanted to sue my mom so bad because he lost the custody battle. He had to pay child support for so long. He's just been a losing man for a long time because of stuff that he did. Ultimately, court cases, figured stuff out. CPS stepped in when I was 6. But when he called me when I was doing high school and he wanted me to sue my mom so he could get a win, I wasn't for it. And then he says he disowned me. And for some reason, as a kid who's, raising himself, always wanted to see his dad but never got to. I had these daddy issues, And so when my dad said that to me, it brought me down, put me down. And this is Father's Day, so it's fucking funny that I'm bringing it up. Yeah, but I just wish that after that happened, I didn't push everybody away. I wish that I was strong enough as a person that I could keep people in, instead of like pushing away everyone in my friend group. Psychologically speaking, when you lose stuff that's important to you, like your mom, like your home, and then you got struggle tied into that, and then you got that thing where you lose something so valuable to you. Not my dad's not valuable to me. Not now, at least. Probably not then. You just lose something that you thought you needed at least. You think you need it, so when you lose it, it makes you push stuff away because it's hard to lose stuff. And so I literally for 5 years, dude. I literally pushed everybody away, and I've always been a pretty bright kid. Like, I've always been pretty smart, figuring stuff out. I can look at somebody's eyes and I can read them, if they're telling the truth or not. I don't know. I'm just gifted or something. I'm gifted with a chain of events that caused me hell, and then I turn that hell into skills that I can now use in life. So that's the bright side of it. I went through a lot of hard times, and through those hard times, other times where I wanted to freaking, there's times I've had, the 6'5" creeping more up to my head, and it's like, and it's, whatever. I'm still a little tripped up, I guess. You gain stuff from the struggle. Ultimately, that's just all I got to say about that. And so, but I did push people away for a long time, and I've always been really smart, like I said. So I started detailing business, and watched all these YouTube videos on how to build a website, how to lure customers in with Google SEO, and graphic design, and how to do the best detail ever, dude. I would clean the hell out of these cars. I would spend 8 hours on each car, wash them, clay bar them, buff them, two-part polish, doing RVs, boats, like you name it, dude. I was pretty much like the expert when it came to cleaning. And my favorite movie was actually The Good Will Hunting. And I was watching a skit the other day by Bill Burr, and it was pretty much, it was like a spoof off of that. It was Saturday Night Live, and it was talking about the Good Will Hunting kid. And I always looked up to that movie. Like, I always wanted to be the guy from the bottom to make it up to the top, and just be like, be really smart and be, you know, surprise people, because I don't have I don't have much, which is kind of like a curse right now because I'm in a fucking school bus living. But not really a curse, whatever. This is all I need. But anyway, so I look at that movie, and I look at that Saturday Night Live spoof, and I'm the complete opposite of it, pretty much, because he ended up going to become a janitor, and then instead of cleaning, he ended up doing math and like doing all that stuff, and I ended up going straight into cleaning. And then that Saturday Night Live spoof was so fucking funny because it literally had Matt Damon there, and he was like solving these math equations, right? But then when it came to janitor, and he wasn't able to clean up or do any of that stuff, you know, like he was fucking it up. He couldn't even mop the floor. He was just smearing shit around and stuff. So I was pretty much the opposite outcome of that. Which that Bill Burr Saturday Night Live dude, they cracked me up. It was relatable too, so that was cool. So I had the detailing business for a while, and made some decent money. I think I made like $250 a day. Worked like 3 days a week, and did all right, you know. But I got a boat, some jet skis, snowmobiles, all that stuff. I had it all lined up, but because of what happened when I was a kid, I was still pushing everybody away. I still do it a little bit to this day, even though I am so good at making friends. Like I all walks of life, bro. I can be anyone's best friend, easy. But back then, when you're going through that stuff, pushing people away, then you got a boat, you got jet skis. You just want to have fun and share it, and you go up to the beach and you can't really like talk to people. So that was interesting. Finding out that that's not what made me happy. The money didn't make me happy. It was buying stuff so that I could have fun. Fun makes me happy. And fun by yourself, it's alright, but it's not being able to laugh with somebody and stuff. So I look at my receding hairline sometimes and I think, when the fuck am I gonna grow up? It's kind of like how it's just life, man. It's just life. I know I'm really good at making friends, so that's the ultimate skill that I got. I just gotta get good at not. I just gotta figure out how to not be scared of losing stuff, you know. So I think I'm gonna end the video there, just because I was able to speak out a lot of stuff that's been, you know, triggering me. And I know this is just me practicing talking in front of the mic, but maybe somebody watching this has gone through this similar scenario. I know it seems like a lot of people around here are just losing, you know, pretty much they raise themselves. They're their own man. They're not somebody else. So maybe somebody can gain from this. I know I lost a lot of years just dealing with this kind of stuff and got real old, but I really hope that somebody can watch this and get a little bit of help and just realize that it's like, when you watch Danny Duncan, he talks about, my daddy bought it. When somebody says I'm a trespasser, he's like, no, my daddy owns this land. Like, he's always just fucking around. And so, like, now I just fuck around and say, you know, I got daddy issues, you know. You just gotta make a joke out of it. That's the best part about comedy to me, is it takes subjects that are hard to deal with for some people, and it makes them laugh about it. It brings out happiness. So, there you go, man. Alright, I'm posting that one. Why not?